Oh, hi there. Good evening. Um, just to briefly mention, in case you didn't know, the Vegas Golden Knights defeated the Florida Panthers and won the Stanley Cup. Um, Hockey's there for entertainment purposes, and the Florida Panthers were successful in the regards of playing some excellent hockey. Very entertaining to watch them. Um, the end result wasn't what Florida Panthers fans would have wanted, but the previous series were very entertaining. So good on you, Vegas. I'm not switching over to your side. You won the Stanley Cup fair and square. Um, or relatively speaking, anyway. This is the NHL where there's hundreds and millions and there's also billions of dollars floating around, so there's a certain level of corruption. But anyway, relatively fair. Um, anyway, that's not what I'm going to talk about. I just wanted to mention that real quick. Um, I want to talk about my second job. My first job, 9 to 5, average job. Um, but my second job is not just making YouTube videos. Um, there are many subjects regarding my second job, many subtopics and things like that that deserve their own video. But for the purposes of this video, I will give an overview of what exactly entails with my secondary job, which is being a YouTube personality. Um, kind of low on the echelon as far as, dare I say, celebrity status. Real celebrities actually, they need guys like me. They need guys to go out and make YouTube videos and create new content, either for them to steal or for them to see a representation of something similar to themselves who, because of what persons like myself are doing, it empowers them. And I'll get to an explanation as to why that is. Um, Sometimes people have to see things done first before the strange rules take effect. Now, the thing is, I am a wizard and I have some powers. I'm not even joking about that. It's the truth. Um, and the thing is, this is a great game. Um, the more I'm able to do things, the easier it is for the persons who are higher up in the echelon of well, maybe just popularity and then eventually leading into celebrityhood and all that sort of stuff. I would really like the idea of becoming a well-known YouTuber at some point in time. Of course, everyone wants to make the hundreds of millions of dollars in the movie industry, except the movie industry is not really in a place most people want to go to unless you want to be in a Marvel comic book movie, which most people don't really. I mean, do you really want to dress in a tacky costume and have bad script writing and basically look like a total goof? Not really. Um, yeah, sure, it rakes in the money, but in the end, you don't really want to be known as that because you get typecasted as whomever it is the character you're playing. I mean, Christian Bale was able to step away from Batman fairly successfully, although he hasn't done much since the Batman movies, but he's not only known for Batman. Whereas, you're going to get other guys who are known specifically for the comic book character they played by most people. Anyway, Um, my second job. Um, there are many avenues to my character that have put me in a unique position. It's not just what has happened to my person because of mental health, but also my unique position in society. I don't think I'm the only one who's ever received this treatment plan that they've got me on. In fact, I highly doubt it. In fact, I know I'm not. But how many of them are as successful as I am? I doubt very many. Most of them, kind of give up, become introverts. Um, some of them wind up in the gutter. Some of them, their parents take care of them for the rest of their lives. Um, Overall, not successful. Um, and being successful in this world is a very important thing to do, and it's not easy. There's always an asshole somewhere out there trying to stop you, just because they figure if they stop you, that increases their chances of being successful. That's how the world works. You try not to be an asshole, but Canadians are well known for thinking they're not assholes, but in fact being assholes. They're well known for that. They're everywhere, assholes. Um, it doesn't matter what rhetoric you hear about Canadians, and none of it is true. And, this whole opening the doors and saying please and thank you and all that sort of stuff, it's all good and well, but if you write a nasty ticket on someone for $200 straight afterwards, you're not that nice a guy, are you? Um, or if you say slanderous things about people just because you resent the idea that perhaps a female that you likes them better than you. So you smear their name. I made a video a long time ago thinking that I was an outdoor guinea pig for mental health, and I am. Um, I did mention that I have a little bit of magic, a little bit of powers, and I talked about rules. Now, rules are not laws, they're rules. And almost every single person has to have their own set of rules. I mean, there are generic rules that apply to everyone, but there's also, depending on your situation, whom your immediate circle is, who knows about you, who doesn't know you, what you know about the world. Um, there are certain sets of things. Like all hockey players, for example, have to sign paperwork everywhere saying they will not do this, they will not do that, they will not say this, they will go along with the script. And they will behave accordingly because they're getting paid a lot of money. And a lot of people don't feel sympathetic to people who are paid too much. People get jealous, they get envious. Um, but I gotta tell you, it's not all that it's meant to be. It's still a hard life. It's just a different type of hard. Like hockey players, for example, they have to train constantly. They have to eat a certain diet. They're mostly forbidden to deviate from what is expected from them. I'm sure there's a little bit of leeway depending on the coaching and the general staff. Um, but overall, they have a different set of problems. Do they have a problem, getting a steak on the table? No. Do they have a problem with perhaps a 240-pound hockey player coming and smacking them against the boards? Quite possibly. Do they have a problem with paparazzi? Do they have a problem with people going through your stuff and you don't even know about it. And, you know, you can lock your doors, but if you're gone for a whole day, unless you have someone you really, really trust not to go through your stuff, or you don't care if they go through your stuff or not, you know, there's always someone who can, you know, you didn't say they could, but they don't listen to you. So they know how many sheets of toilet paper you use, for example. You know, little obscure things. And there are people out there that want to know things that you would consider personal and don't want them to know. But they want to know anyway because people are, well, they're creeps. A lot of people are creeps out there. And if you're, you know, a stumblebum nobody with not a penny to your name, nobody gives a rat's ass what you're doing if you're not doing anything illegal, of course. You know, but that comes with its own drawbacks as well. Maybe you don't get that steak on the table. Maybe you're not remembered very well. You don't get the luxury of making decisions usually. I've lived a life where I do not make most of the decisions that go on around me. In fact, how people get away with doing that is they do not approach me and ask me, what is my opinion on this? What do I do about that? Instead, they make the decision, and then I hear about it afterwards, if I hear about it at all. And that's bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. And being the outdoor guinea pig that I am, as far as the treatment plan goes, first things first, they don't want you to feel like you have any power at all. Whenever you feel as though that you're different from the crowd, they quickly remind you that no, you are not. You have the same rights as everybody else, which are none, basically. But they say it in more of an elegant type of way, but that's what they mean. And that's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. There are many instances where I've gone, you know, this isn't right. This isn't what happens to most people. I am a unique character because of this happening to me, and people are acting bizarre about it. Like, the thing is, I could score chicks under normal circumstances. I have not been able to because it is impossible. And I've made videos about that before too, where I cannot explain how it is they were able to do such a thing. And I think the easiest, cheapest way of them doing it is to go around and, you know, I don't know, tell people that this guy is a creep, he's all these horrible things, don't talk to him, don't do anything with him. If he starts talking to you, that's just him trying to get into your knickers. Ignore him, you know, run away basically. And it's like, that's not always true, you know. I mean, men do think about that a lot, but when talking to women. But yeah, there are no women to speak of. Not in my world, anyway. But I know that I actually, you know, if I wasn't constrained, and I do blame mental health, they do have the power to do such a thing, and they would know how to do it effectively. Because you get some people who are amateurs who will do the same thing just because they don't like a guy. Again, because maybe the chick that they like or fancy likes someone like me more than them. So you get excluded. Men are very jealous creatures. So are women too, actually, just in a different way. And the thing is, this second job, what is it exactly? I've explained some points about it, but what actually is it? That is the character of myself. That's me. I'm my second job. I've got an image to maintain. You know, I'm not perfect, and a lot of the things I enjoy are not popular in mainstream television. I have briefly mentioned some of the things that I believe in. I've made a few complimentary videos about Donald Trump. Not popular right now. No, 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 no. I like certain heavy metal music. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but you know what I mean, right? But I don't like it when they screech or you can't understand what they're saying or any of that kind of stuff. Normal metal music. I mean, I collect World War II stuff. Um, of course, you are not your possessions. I think Brad Pitt in Fight Club mentioned something about something like that. Um, However, I refuse to be a loser living in a shoebox with a smartphone, uh, and that's all I got to my name. I absolutely refuse, because that's what a loser would do. Um, so again, not too terribly popular. Oh, especially with women. Women just don't understand World War II stuff. They think it's unhygienic. They think it's evil. There they are with their smartphones um, and their designer clothes and all those other horrible things. But somehow this is different. Um, just because it's honest about it. Whereas you look at all those clothing shops and things like that, they ain't honest. Not in the least bit. Um, so, yeah, kind of a subject you wouldn't bring up with a chick on a date for, several dates actually before you'd bring up something like that. Just because. There aren't really that many women interested in that subject. And the ones that are, um, there might be a little bit something strange about them, which is my other problem. Um, there are women out there that do like me, and I refer to them as maleficents because they're spooky. They're witches. Like, straight up, they're a witch. And, it's kind of spooky, but hopefully they're not ugly. Don't know that though. I probably haven't met him, or I may have even met him but didn't know. Like or maybe not even met him. Maybe just saw them quickly in passing uh, them on the street or something like that because they wanted a closer look at me. Let's remember, you do not have any anonymity on the internet. Some joker out there knows exactly where you are, what you're doing, and they can even kick it up a couple notches depending on what position they are in society, and they could know your routine. Everybody's got mostly a routine, okay? So they do things that they don't normally do, like, I don't know, it's summertime, so a lot of people go to, I don't know, like vacations and things like that. Go to different places that maybe they only go to once every 10 years or something like that. That is deviating from their regular routine. But for the most part, people have a set routine of what they do. And if someone with that kind of information had the inclination to stalk you, it would not be very difficult at all, especially for a guy like me where anyone could see me coming from a mile away. In fact, to be completely honest with you, I'm straight up surprised that I haven't either been ambushed, hauled away by mental health into some dark dungeon where nobody asks where I am, and problem solved. um, I mean, I'm glad that hasn't happened, but I'm just surprised. That's all. Eventually, things are going to change because I know how they like to, especially the internet, they like to build people up so they can tear them down. That's how they entertain themselves because they're sadistic. Um, And, no. I will not be manipulated by them into behaving the way they want me to behave. I do not believe they're more intelligent than me. I believe they're more resourceful. I believe there are more of them than there are myself. Sometimes I do feel as though, what if this is just my destiny? Is to never score a chick ever again. Don't have a regular social group of friends. Don't go out and do stuff. Not that I don't want to, it's just I'm unable to because I know I will get nowhere and look like a fool if I tried. I would rather not look like a fool. So something has got to change. And they've got philosophies about me that just aren't true. For some reason, some people think if they say something loud enough, long enough, and get enough people to believe it, it's somehow true. Even if there's no basis for it whatsoever. I remember when I first started out on social media, whoa, the names I was called. And it's not so bad that they were calling me those names. In fact, it was better than them saying nothing and calling me those names behind my back so I couldn't even hear what they were saying. Although it's never comfortable hearing it, it's, a little bit less bad. Especially, and I don't want to get into the kind of names they were calling me, but the internet is filled with real mean people. And they'll try to break you. They will. And I'm not saying that I'm unbreakable because there is no such thing. Everybody has a breaking point. Does it mean I'm going to collapse on the ground crying like a little baby? No. If I can help it. Some of those medications, man, it could bring down a friggin' elephant. And the thing about this second job, getting back to it, is I have to live with that thought in my head. Not only that, number two, I haven't been paid yet. What's the deal with that? That's bullshit. The second job, the pay sucks. And that's an important one. And someday I'm going to be scoring checks. And no, I'm not going to be whoring around, which would be easy to do, but no. I am going to have to move around a little bit. Of course I will, because, I have a little bit of a bruised ego. If you kind of get those things when you haven't scored a chick in a long time, and it's easy to make fun of a guy when he hasn't scored a chick in a long time. It's not nice. I wouldn't do that. But other people would. Other people enjoy doing such things. And women can be particularly nasty with some of the things they say. And sometimes they can use the guise of, well, they actually like you, so they can say nasty things about you to your face, and oddly enough, that makes sense to them. Let me tell you one thing. If a woman pulls the, let's be friendly, but there's another guy on the side. Sorry. I will accept you as a friend, but that is it. Because I'm not playing that game after all these years. Should have seen one chick on the bus. Oof. She was with a black male, and they were trying to be flirtatious in front of me, and I just straight up ignored her. I didn't know her. I didn't owe her anything. And then inadvertently, I looked, because I was just there listening to music, right? You on the bus, you can't really control what other people are doing, and why should you even care? But anyway, I looked back, and you should have seen how pissed off she looked. It was almost comical, actually. No, within the bounds of normal society, you do what you want. It's none of my business. But don't treat me like a fool, because I fully expect it doesn't matter what chick that comes around, there will always be another dude in the picture, because the chicks that like me, there's more than one of them, and they're all gonna get jealous. And when they get jealous, what they do is treat the guy they like garbage. And how do you do such a thing? Well, they would try and cuckold you. A very ugly word. Um, I rarely ever use that word because it's so ugly. Um, you know, but other people feel differently in this world, and they don't have the same opinions as me, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Who knows? Um, but it's something I most certainly won't tolerate if it negatively impacts me. And something like that would most certainly negatively impact me, and I would not like it at all. It'd be putting me in a situation I don't want to be in. I think that's fair to say. I also don't like the idea of. I've heard it a couple times in murmurs on forums and things like that where there's some implication that a guy like me doesn't get to choose what chicks he goes with. What the fuck? Because there are going to be some straight up chicks out there that, physically are attractive, but have a rotten personality. And they could be fag hags for all I know. And I don't want anything to do with them. But there are other chicks that I wouldn't mind. But I don't want the fag hags to come around and start giving them problems. Because then that just puts a negative image on the whole thing, doesn't it? Somehow I'm the bad guy even though I didn't do anything. How the fuck does that work? So yeah, this is a lot of different things going on. But what I'm telling you is I myself am my own job. Maintaining my character and image, knowing, especially on YouTube videos, that there are people who are judgmental, who have taken an interest in what it is I say or do, and will make up stories and lie about me. And I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Can't really stop them though, but a little bit of some wizard spell or something like that may fix the problem. We'll have to see. But yeah, just waiting for my opportunity for this second job to really pay out. And it will do one day. Guaranteed. And I won't be shaken out of that by anybody. Not that thought. Nobody is capable of changing my mind. So yeah, this has been a fairly lengthy video, at nearly half an hour long. A lot of people's attention spans don't go that far, so I think I'm going to cap it off here. I'm going to start making YouTube videos again. Not the first time I've said that, but hopefully I won't need to say it again because I'll get back into the swing of things. So talk to you later. Have a good one.